Time to do another setting up of my week in my bullet journal. Probably not doing anything too fancy or interesting this week, just a heads up. I know it's a great way to hook people into my video. It's gonna be boring, totally fucking watch. Caffeine's kicking in and yet I'm still feeling kind of grumpy about the whole thing. It's been a very long weekend. And maybe I'm hungover from yesterday's live plan with me, I don't know. I know this is going up on Thursday though, so at the time you watch this, you're like, she's hungover for that many days? No, motherfuckers. I filmed this on Monday mornings when I set my bullet journal up. I just published them on Thursdays because it seemed like a good idea at the time. Here, this is this week. And you'll notice that I had a churchy as fuck weekend. Like church as fuck. I had a board meeting and retreat that lasted a big chunk of the day on Saturday. When I was done, I had to relax with my husband, which mostly meant vegging out on the couch and not paying attention to anything. My phone was in my room. It was beautiful in just that I was disconnected from everything while I let my mind percolate, because the next day I gave a sermon, which always takes a lot out of me. And I had to write that this week, and I had a lot of I just had a lot of churchy shit going on, man. It's just how the week went. Also on Sunday, I did my patron hangout and my hot mess plan with me, where I drank a bunch of wine, did left-handed lettering, and I'm a righty, extremely dominant righty. It was a mess. Spoiler alert, it was a mess. Then we got Monday, which was a headache day. Holy crap, did I not have a headache at the beginning of the week. I basically had like a headache for like 3 days straight, and Monday was the worst day. I think it was because the weather is changing here. Like it's getting a little bit cooler, a little bit, still not cool, but cooler, and there's a little bit breeze, and it stirs all the shit up and gives me allergies. It was also school shopping week, which was this big chunk here. We were at the mall, you know, as you do when you have middle schoolers. And then here is my lettering every damn day for the week. In past months, I've done like a style all month, or I'm trying to find something, but this month I'm trying to get more decorative with it, which is not something I've been doing, but I figure why the heck not? And I really like how a lot of this turned out, especially Tara. This was the lettering I was teaching the last couple of weeks, and I just really like how that turned out. And then here's the end of the week. And we have my churchy as fuck weekend, basically. And it ended here. So this will be the first time I'm starting a new week on the same page as an old week, which I really, aside from symmetry's sake, like that for me is a little like, I don't know. But at the same time, I also tried this week doodling the weather, mostly to fill in gaps where there was like blank space so it wouldn't look so blank. And I mean, this is kind of redundant because I also put the weather in my planner. So I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that, or I might. I just don't know. And here's the Oh So Doodle challenge and where we are. My happy face here. I think that was supposed to be a happy face. What was that supposed to be? That was supposed to be a happy face. Is a creepy as fuck happy face. And my bowling ball, I threw in the towel on my bowling ball. I was like, fuck no, I don't give a shit. So same with my slide. Doing the calendar in the middle, having this crease here is really, drawing stuff in the crevasse is not something that I am excited to do, but I'm doing it anyway. I mean, it's Wednesday after all. Every Wednesday tends to be a little bit aggravating. So drawing my doodles in the taint of my bullet journal, if you will, just goes with the theme of Wednesday, I suppose. And then we have my habit tracker, and you're going to see some hilarious shit, this habit tracker. So I put a little sticky note. Here's like a hedgehog. I got these from Daiso like 50 years ago when I decided that buying all of the page flags was a good idea, even though I never used them. So I used one. Look at that. I justified the purchases. So that is because I didn't want to put washi tape here because I didn't want to cover any of this up. So this is just my way of finding my habit tracker, but I can still take it off after the fact. Let's zoom in, shall we? Ooh, there we go. You can see here that the 6:30 a.m. has happened once in 13 days, which doesn't surprise me. My husband thinks he can't even figure out why I'm making this a goal in the first place, but damn it, I'll get there one day. Maybe next month I'll change it to 7 a.m. to make it a little easier to stomach. I've been pretty consistent with most of my habits, except I've missed walking a few times and reading a few times, but I've been pretty, up until this churchy as fuck weekend, I have been pretty good at staying on top of all the other habits. And then you get to this last weekend and I just dropped the ball. No Instagram, pretty much. Didn't get a vlog up on Saturday like I'd like to, even though honestly it would have just been some churchy as fuck churchiness. Nothing to really talk about the sadness diet, because except for the fact that I brought rice with me because I didn't know what else I could eat at the potluck. So I just ate a bowl of Chipotle style rice, which was both delicious and kind of sad. Here's hoping that my habits get a little bit better this week. This will be where I'll start my week, I suppose. So Monday will go here, and then I'll add my lettering in this situation, and then this can be where the next part of the week goes. I don't think I have anything else I really want to add. You know what though? I think I will add one more thing. Maybe what I'll start with here is instead of starting the week here, I'm going to create my fucking deadlines, because I'm not going to write them all in here because you don't need to see all of them. But I do have several hard deadlines that are this week for different things. So I'm going to make a space to put all of my hard fucking deadlines. Then I'll start the lettering here. Then we'll start the week here. And I think that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to do some lettering for fucking deadlines. So let's zoom you in a little bit more so you can see the magnificence, because that doesn't sound douchey. And these are the Tombow mono drawing pens. I've been experimenting with the Copic markers and the Copic multiliners, and I don't know if I am going to do a full video on them or not, because they are not even close to new. I might, but I am kind of angry at them. I have already destroyed one of them, like without even trying. I wasn't even as iron fist as I usually get, so it was really kind of frustrating. And I know a lot of people really like them, but I had some real problems with them. So I don't know if I want to do a video on them or not. But if I do, I'm sure you will see it. And by the time this films, you will have seen my review of, or my first impressions, I should say, of the chameleon markers, which I'm actually putting with art supplies rather than my Tip Test Tuesday, because they're more of art supplies than they are, I consider them to be lettering supplies. I haven't actually filmed that yet, but spoiler alert, I did kind of try and take a look at them. And before, so this is kind of like the time warp you're getting right now, but I'm telling you now going into it that I am completely convinced that they're gimmicks. So I may not be very neutral when it comes to reviewing them. So that could be funny. I don't know. I haven't filmed it yet. I guess by the time you see this, you'll know more than I do about how I feel about the markers. This is kind of like Inception right now. Fucking wacky and partly creepy. Anyhow, yes. Fucking deadlines is what I'm writing. I don't actually need a ton of room because I'm going to write small like I do in everything else. But I am going to list my deadlines this week so I have them in one spot. I can keep them at the front of my mind while I'm working on everything else. And these deadlines are not just, you know, channel / planner / whatever related. These deadlines are also church related. I've got many deadlines. There are deadlines for fucking days. I should probably stop yammering so I can speed this up and the video won't be 11 billion years long. Of course, I didn't leave myself enough room for the S. Let's see if we can get this on here without looking too jank. That doesn't look bad. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad. It just looks a little bit funky here. I'm getting it right. Janky. Just to point out that, yes, I am aware that that looks janky. Now I'm going to add in some of that gray because, like I said, I've been really enjoying adding the gray shading with my gray mild liner. Getting some use out of you, little gray puppy. I really like how it looks, though. Like, it's simple. It's not overboard with color as much as it is just adding some definition, which I like. It's just my thing right now. Whoops, forgot to add this situation. I just put the gray in there assuming it would be there, and then it wasn't. Oops. Oh well. So somebody asked me in my plan with me yesterday, and I remember this despite having all that Moscato, whether or not the mild liners are great for the Iron Fist or not. They are good, except the tips do get really squishy if you use them a lot, regardless, I think, of how iron fisted you are. But as an iron fist, you tend to overdo it with pretty much everything. So I would say it would go faster for that. I would give them a shot. I mean, I guess it depends on whether or not you're writing with them or if you're just using them like a highlighter. So I get a little bit of the squashy tip situation. It doesn't really bother me all that much. Works fine. I'm not doing like fine detail work with them or anything. I'm gonna take a page flag. I don't remember where I got these, probably Happy Scrappy Kit like 2 years ago, and just slap it here for now, so that I can find that this page will be a reminder that I'm coming back here to add my deadlines in. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. So this will be where I put my deadlines for the next week. Oh, I gotta do my time tracker too, motherfucker. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Because remember last time I wanted to put the lettering at the beginning? I'm gonna do that. Lettering's gonna go here, time tracker's gonna go here, and then I'll start my week. What I'm gonna do, because I am a fucking suave ass motherfucker, is I am going to pull like this, and I am just going to make a note where each of these days starts. Yeah, whoops. Oh, motherfucker, this covered it up. I'm motherfuckering all over this fucking video. I'd apologize, but you know me. I'm not gonna apologize. Okay, so that's those days. Now to get the other side, we'll do this. Make sure that they're lined up so that I'm not causing myself all sorts of problems here. And then here, 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 here. Isn't that lovely? So I'm gonna draw these in for the lettering situation. The little page flag is bumpy and it's irritating me, and now I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not as suave as I think I am. Just gonna do the same thing I did last week. I like how that looks, and I use the gray too. This doesn't feel busy. This feels clean and simple, like one of my favorite Outkast songs. So fresh and so clean. I see some lettering and I want to paint it gray. I'm super rambly and like all over the place right now. P.S. If this singing and rambliness is not your shtick, this may not be I'm not always like this. Okay, that could be a lie. I am often like this, but currently I am just in a specific mood. It's the first week of school. And some of you know exactly how I have been longing for school to start, because it has been a long summer. It has been a long summer vacation without actually being long or having a lot going on. It just has felt long because we're all we're in that phase where the kids aren't really independent enough to go do their own thing all the time, but they also really don't want to do anything with me a lot of the time. And then when they do, it's always at the worst possible moment. Okay, we got our lettering spread here. Sweet. I'm gonna see if I can get this done quickly now that I've got my magical trick of just making the pages somewhat pull back and then decide where. Like, you can go right here, all the way down to right. Come on, all the way back. There we go. Here. But that's not where I want it though. I need it two in here and here. But then I have to count. Shit. Okay, my master plan is over. This is me taking it into my own hands here. I'm just eyeballing. Oh, I made it. Oh, that feels spectacular. And also, I almost weed myself. And that is a bit of an exaggeration, kind of. Like, that was stressful to do that. And the almost wean myself could also be a thing, as I have kidney disease, and wean myself. Too much information or not is always a possibility. I think it's the combination of kidney disease and having given birth to an almost 10-pound baby and an almost 11-pound baby through my badge. And they're probably gonna watch this video one day and be like, Mom! But you know how it is, being a mom, losing bladder control. Is this a too much information bullet journal video? It very well may be. I used to fancy letter these like date headers or whatever the fuck you would call them, but then I was like, too lazy. I'm still not sure why I'm doing this key for that amount of time in a notes section. I haven't actually used the notes section. Maybe it's just because there goes my microphone thing. I don't know what else to put here right now. And the sun just came out, and now everything is difficult to see. So I'm changing the exposure on my camera. And I apologize in advance if you weren't able to see what I was doing for the minute or two, but the sun just came out and suddenly everything went like, and there's my microphone thing. Motherfucker. I am all over the place today. Like I said, it's not easy being hungover or exhausted. Okay, so let's get all my mild liners out so I can add my key. I'm gonna go for not actually telling you guys what these things are this time, because I've done it in every other video. But of course, I guess if you watch this and you're like, I've never seen this video before, Cindy, how am I supposed to know that purple means your husband and also possibly having naughty fun with your husband? Well, there are other videos, but if I should have done it, if you think that it is more beneficial for me to keep an eye on saying what my colors are, what my key is, just so that for future reference, people watching these videos that are new to them will know like kind of what's happening. If you think that that's a good idea and that I'm just being an asshole for not including them, feel free to let me know in the comments, but just be prepared that I am in a salty as fuck mood. God damn it, I missed a spot. That's perfectionism right there. I'm in a salty as fuck mood right now, purely because I have so many deadlines this week and I'm hungover today. I won't be hungover though on whatever hell day it is that I wind up posting this, Thursday. I know it's gonna be Thursday. Don't worry about me. I'm in a place right now. What place I'm in, I don't know what place it is. I've got a lot of things on my mind. A lot of things in the back of my mind as to the future and things that are to come. Things that are to come for me. Things that are to come for me that might involve all or at least some of you, you know? I've got a lot of things. I've got a lot of things that are percolating in the back of my mind. My patrons know about at least some of what this thought process is because I have talked to them about it, and I'm continuing to talk to them about it because they, in some sense, are my executive producers, and having conversations with them about the future of this channel and the future of everything else that I do is absolutely their prerogative. In case you are curious, yes, I do film these videos on Monday morning, and by the time I get to filming these videos, I have already been awake for a while on Monday. But you haven't had a time tracker. Well, I just go back and I backfill it in as honestly as I can. And I'm dead serious. I try to be as honest as I can when it comes to my time tracker, because otherwise what's the point of tracking? What, showing you guys? It's not like I go into detail about all of my week. I mean, I talk about some of it, but honestly, I don't do a detailed accounting with y'all about my activities. So the only person I have to be accountable to is myself. So trying to be accurate is actually the best thing I can do, I think, when it comes to time tracking. Time tracking. Should we make it gray? Here's where we're gonna put Monday in. I'm gonna try a different kind of header though. Why? Because I'm feeling adventurous. I'm not gonna thicken any downstrokes or anything. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Because one of the things I was doing was having a little section next to it, and I just feel like that is not what I want to be doing, I suppose. But I am gonna put the weather in first before I put any list making in. Before I was just using it to fill in the gaps, but maybe to try and keep it a little bit more specific. Specific's not the right word, but cohesive. I'm gonna add it here. Clouds super cloudy and whirly flurly. And that way I can just fill in the rest of my shit and we'll see how it looks. But I'm gonna do that later. I want to end this here because I feel like I'm getting into a wacky kind of place. If you bullet journal, is there anything new you've added to your bullet journal that you haven't done before this week or recently? I'd like to hear about it. I didn't add anything new this time. I've just been doing the same old, so I'm kind of curious. Whether or not that means I'm actually going to do anything, that's a whole different story, because I'm trying really hard to not overload myself with new shit, because it means I won't want to do it anymore, because that's just how I roll. But I'd like to hear ideas because I like ideas. So let me know if you have ideas. Let's share ideas. Let this be an idea place. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.